have been racing games aplenty since the medium was born, and everyone will have a title they love the most. Be it a specific entry into a larger franchise, one that broke new ground just enough to be something brilliant, or a title that got so overlooked you loved it so much more because you felt like you were the only one who played it. I picked up a copy of the official Xbox 360 magazine 11 years ago, and the main attraction of that month's demo disc, back when they were a thing, was one split-second Velocity, a racing game developed by the late Bristol-based BlackRock studio and published by Disney Interactive of all people, and trust me, it'll make sense as to why that seems odd once you know what this game is about. There are those of us that enjoy taking racing incredibly seriously, learning corners and memorizing every bump in the track, and then there are those of us who enjoy drifting around every slight bend in the road and blowing each other to smithereens. Split Second falls into the latter here, and it's all the better for it. While most reality TV sucks, let's face it, Split Second Setting is actually a reality show filmed on a set the size of a city. A set in which almost every single object is rigged with explosives, and drivers on the track have the means to detonate. Who needs a red shell when you can nuke a bus and flatten the dude in front of you? This is why the usually squeaky clean Disney having the publishing keys to this title seemed so odd, but still, they looked to broaden their horizons in the publishing space and slapped their name on a cracking game as a result. We could genuinely be here for hours as I list off all the things I love about this game, but first I'll take you back to the setup I experienced on the original demo. Airport Terminal in the Ryback Brawler. One car, one track, and I played it to death. And I still do now, even with the full game to hand. As the starting line fittingly explodes on the word go, you drift around corners, draft behind other drivers, and if the track allows, jump to gain power. Once you've gained enough, you can start blowing shit up. The more power you've saved, the bigger the boom. From sending taxicabs hurtling across the track, to dropping burning oil drums from hovering helicopters, swinging wrecking balls into your opponent's paths, or even causing so much mayhem the entire track layout changes, we're a long way from precise racing lines and banana peels, folks. My personal favourite power play is on the aforementioned airport terminal where, as the name would suggest, someone crashes a plane onto the runway while you're driving on it. This particular event highlights another thing I truly love about this game. Now we'll get to the modes and the tracks etc. soon enough, but I need to gush about the soundtrack right now. Split Second is about as cinematic as a cinematic arcade racer can be. The minimal UI makes you almost forget you're playing a game, the graphics are incredible for a title on the 360, and it's the only game I will ever forgive for being capped at 30 frames per second. Since you're playing an explosive car chase, you need explosive music alongside it. Mark Canham's score is incredible. Every race feels like it's the biggest chase at the end of a movie, and it's edge-of-your-seat stuff the entire time. Even the menu music feels like it's edging on exploding into the race, so only the loading screens give you that minor downtime. Even with a set number of scored tracks to complement your racing, none of them tied to any specific track, what happens during the gameplay influences the music too, hence why I love having a plane crashed on me. It feels like the plane was destined to be crashed at this exact point, this exact spot in the soundtrack, and the composer knew it. Listen to this. It's the same thing here. And it's dialed up to 11 here. Imagine that happening at random points in basically every race you do. This is why I'm still playing this 11 years later. Since we're playing a television show, the career mode plays through a season of the titular program. Each of the 12 episodes consist of a series of events, ranging from box standard races to elimination events, survival modes in which you need to dodge barrels from a truck, dodge missiles from a helicopter, return said missiles to the helicopter, and set a time around a track while your surroundings explode of their own volition. Win events to unlock the elite race at the end of the episode, plays into the top 3 there, and you can move on to the next. Unlock cars by earning credits, blow things up, drift round corners like a badass, blow things up, take shortcuts, blow things up, drop a boat on someone, I don't know, and hopefully finish atop the podium at the end of the championship. And blow things up. While Burnout popularised simply bashing into each other, and Blur, released alongside Split Second back in 2010, basically put Mario Kart items into a more realistic setting, Split Second took what felt to be the best of both worlds and created a truly unique arcade racing experience. But one of the best things about this entire spectacle is that it's conceptually sound. It's incredibly unrealistic, sure, but it is possible. You could build a giant city and blow it up for the sake of views. It'd be the most expensive and most flamboyant, stupid television show ever made, but I'm sure viewers would enjoy drivers having a building crumble on top of them. The city built for destruction is huge as said, and they're making the most out of it by squeezing as many tracks into it as possible, with some sections of some tracks repeating on others. Enjoy racing in the city? Check out Downtown Central, Expressway and Construction Site. Fancy blowing things up in the outback? Head to the Airplane Graveyard and Canyon. Like an industrial aesthetic? Power Plant and Storm Drain are for you. Ferry Wharf, Port Bridge and Dry Docks all do what they say on the tin, while Airport Terminal is unique. I might be biased based on how many times I've played it, but I think it's the best track in the game. I'll just play the plane crashing again. While not overly realistic, the driving has been tuned to be responsive and fun. The large array of fictional vehicles do indeed feel different when out on the track, so depending on whether you want to drift around each and every kink or be able to take a beating in a 4x4, you're covered. Online multiplayer is exactly as you'd expect too. Race until you hit rank 1 and splay it all over your car. Done. Play on console, and as far as I'm aware, the servers are still green. Play it on PC and you're not in luck. I would actually recommend the 360 and PS3 version over the Steam release, as the controller support is far better and none of the sound effects sound like they've been recorded through a damp cardboard tube. It'll set you back a few quid on the pre-owned market, and you can thank me later. Split Second is, and I'm gonna say it, my favourite racing game ever. I've wanted to make a video on it for as long as I've been muttering about YouTube, and here at Traxion I finally had the chance. If you enjoy your arcade racing or just playing something completely bombastic and ridiculous, give Split Second a go. Everyone I've introduced it to over the years has absolutely loved it, and I'm sure you would too. While I won't spoil it specifically, the season mode actually ends on a cliffhanger, not something you'd expect from a game in which you can destroy a tunnel with a bulldozer hanging from a helicopter. Unfortunately, Disney Interactive Studios closed Black Rock Studio in 2011, with Split Second being the final game they produced. The sequel never happened, and as far as I'm aware, the rights are still with Disney. If someone could nab those rights and make the follow-up I've been waiting 11 years for, I'm sure those of us who played this hidden gem would be incredibly grateful. My 360 will remain plugged in for the rest of time, so I can keep going back to this fantastic title. Do yourself a favour and play this game. Make a truck sweep its arm across the track, blow up a tanker, drop a barrel on the poor sod in front of you, and as always, crash that plane. I hope you enjoyed this look back at Split Second. If you did, please like and share the video, and do subscribe to Traxion if you haven't already. Ring the bell if you're feeling extra nice. Let me know in the comments if you've got fond memories of this game, or if you've given it a try now, and let me know what you think. And also, if you want to see more content like this on the Traxion channel in the future. I've been Rich, thank you very much for watching, keep it pinned, and I'll see you next time.